Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video and let's test it out, the Mirage 4000. We are in the dev right now, and yes, we have here the new Mirage added in this tech tree, which is, or in this line, right? Which is probably the weirdest line to have at the Mirage 4000, but it kind of makes sense in some ways. But anyway, it is just a bigger Mirage. A heavy fighter version of a Mirage. It's way larger than the Mirage as well, the original 2000, right? It has some very similar engines to the 2000, and it has the very early Mirage 2000 radar, which is the RDM. So it's a very powerful radar, actually. So it should be very, very good. The only problem that these aircraft have, and it's probably the reason why this is a 12.0 and not a 12.3, it is the BVR missiles. It's the Super 530F instead of the D variant, so it is very susceptible to chaff. Okay, you know, everything else, it is an amazing aircraft, the performance, everything, and even the air-to-ground capability. I mean, look at this. You can take AS-30Ls, which are guided, laser-guided missiles, very cheap to buy when you are spawning in. You have the countermeasures there. And then you can take two BGL 1000s, guys. This is a very heavy bomb. So, yeah, you can see that it is a very, very capable air-to-ground capable aircraft. And also a very capable fighter. So, let's get into a test flight to test it out a little bit of the performance. Let's see. It doesn't have any type of 25 minutes of thing. Yeah. Limited fuel. Let's see how it consumes fuel and how everything is with the aircraft. And it has 96 large flares and chaff. Doesn't have the cockpit yet. Oh my god, that's the weirdest canopy ever. That's a very weird canopy. Doesn't have flaps, of course, but it is using a delta wing design with canards, so it should be very maneuverable. Of course, we are very heavy over here, just to test it out first how it is with missiles and stuff. But look at this turn, man. Even as heavy as it is, it can still turn a lot. And you have a lot of flares. I mean, it's the same amount as an Su-27. I gotta be honest, this aircraft, I was thinking that it was going to be a little bit worse, but it is amazing. It really, really is. And it's very cool that they added. I mean, yes, it's a prototype, and yes, there's always something that people complain about that. It doesn't have HMS, as you see. But it's still one of the coolest aircraft in the game, to be honest, because it's a very large Mirage 2000. It's very, very different. And I mean, even kind of the canopy kind of reminds me of the F-15, which is kind of weird. Yeah, we do have the radar, as you see over here, with HDN modes. Of course, we have the Super 530, which is not the greatest missile ever. You can get kills with it, but it's one of those that, I don't know. I still prefer to use probably the 6 Magics. They are Magic 2s, so yeah. I think the main thing that you have to worry about is the amount of fuel. This thing doesn't have a lot of fuel, guys. It really does not. So, yeah, it has the 2 DEFAs there. So just be careful with that. Let's really test it out, the flight performance of it. Making sure that we are with a low fuel, and yeah, just to really put it to the test, right? So yeah, over here, yeah, okay. Oh, I bring in the missiles, but I can like release them. Let's just take off. Now we have minimum fuel. Come on. And I don't know if you noticed, but they actually added you know, a wheel spinning effect on the wheels of the aircraft. So very, very cool. You have night vision on it. Let's just deploy these missiles. Which is the button? It's not working. It's not deploying the missiles and stuff. Oh, come on. Let me just deploy all the missiles to actually test it out. Hold up. There we go. Oh my god, this thing turns, man. It likes to turn. Take a look on this. Oh my god. It is really good at turning. My god, this thing likes to turn. It's very similar to something like the Mirage 2000, but it feels like it is turning even more. Maybe it's the size of the wings. It's such a good aircraft, man. It really, really is. I wasn't expecting to be this good. The only thing I think is that on the performance side of things, it loses a lot of energy real quickly. That's just because of the massive delta wings, right? It makes you lose a lot of energy. And of course, the acceleration is amazing. These engines are very, very good. So yeah, you can see that we are already passing Mach. So it's very, very good, guys. This aircraft will be one of the best aircraft in the games. I still think that the 2000-5F will probably be better just because it's more nimble. A little bit, maybe. Changing directions, probably. But in overall sense, I don't know. They feel very similar to each other in the turning capability. And it's quite fast, as you see. The max speed probably is very similar to the F-15 Su-27. Yeah, very similar. 1450. This is crazy good. This is really, really good. All the new aircraft are amazing. It's the funniest thing ever. Literally every single aircraft that was added in this update is very, very good. Let's use the air-to-ground payload here a little bit, just to show a little bit of the capability of this thing. It uses the Atlas 2 pod, so it's nothing too crazy, no thermals or anything like that, but it is still a very good one. And although yes, it is a 12.0, the Atlas can still be used fairly effectively against tanks, right? So yeah, as you see, we are still using 2 magics, which is nice. In real life, I think they used more magics than this in the tests, but I don't know, who knows, right? Of course, we have the BGLs. Let's use the BGLs first. Like to lock them like this. It has a pretty good zoom. It's the same as the other ones. Oh my god, it's glitching out. It doesn't want to lock the target. That was a kind of a weird drop, but yeah, as you see, the BGL is a very big bomb. It's 1,000 kilograms, I think. Let's use the Nords. Let's see, the target is moving a little bit. Let's maintain. This is a weird guidance. It's actually just... What is happening? Yeah, it's not guiding properly. This one guided, but the first one, maybe it was because of the trees or something, but it wasn't like properly guiding itself. So might be a bug, might not be a bug, I don't know. Yeah, it's spinning way too much, I think. Look, I think it's a bug. It probably is a bug. It's maybe losing a lot of energy, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know. I didn't remember this missile to be so like crazy on the launch. Like, it's kind of weird. But yeah, guys, very, very interesting aircraft. Might not be the main thing about the patch, but it's still an aircraft that a lot of French mains actually were asking for, and I think it was the perfect patch to be adding this thing, because remember, this thing was expected to be, if it got into service, similar to like or a counter. It wouldn't be a counter because both are nations from NATO, but it would be kind of a counter to an F-15, right? So it would be an aircraft on similar kind of line of thinking, being a very, very high speed, you know, very good maneuverability fighter, but more on the heavy side of things, to actually be maybe a high altitude interceptor, something along those lines, right? So the performance of it is amazing. It really turns well, it accelerates well, the engines are very, very good. The radar is, yeah, it's limited compared to other radars in the game, but the range on it is amazing. And I just, the only thing, as I said before, the only thing that I can complain about this aircraft is that it's using the Super 530F, which is one of the worst BVR missiles in top tier, because it's really, really easy to decoy with a chaff. You pop one chaff and it's gone, you know. So it's not the D variant, which would be a lot better, but I guess it's fine, you know. It was developed by the time the Super 530F was the main missile of the French Air Force, and the RDM was still in development. The RDI for the Mirage 2000 was still in development. That's why they are using the RDM, which is an earlier radar for that as well. So, you know, it's nothing too big. I don't think this thing will be the best aircraft in the game, of course, but it is right up there. You know, and in the right hands with the MatAWG 2 missiles, which are amazing, and you can take 6 of them, it can be like a very effective aircraft. It's definitely not just a support aircraft. It's very, very effective, I think. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and I see you guys on the next one.